Good morning, guys. Welcome to Hedgehog's Homestead. My name is Laura. Today I'm going to show you, a couple weeks ago, we had pruned tomato plants. And so we took off the suckers, basically. That is the in between the joint, like you have the main stem coming up and then you have a branch coming up. And what you end up with is, so here's the main stem, here's the branch, and in between that period, or that spot, you get these little growths. And what that is that's part of the main branch splitting off. And because tomatoes are supposed to be bush plants, but we grow them on trellises so that we get maximum airflow through them. The Northwest, it's so wet that I like to keep a lot of airflow through them. It can be wet for days on end. It's just as bad as being in a very humid climate. So I pruned my plants back. So I promised you guys that we would come back and show you what happened to those suckers. I placed them in some water and we're gonna see what happened to them. So these have been sitting in water and voila, look at that, guys. So we're gonna up pot this. We're gonna put this in a pot today because it's got some root development and these two don't. So we're going to keep these in the water a little while. It's only been a week. I'm not going to give up on those yet. We'll keep them in the water for a little while longer. But look at that, guys. We now have a start to another tomato plant from the sucker that we took off our tomato plant. And it's early enough in the season to start this little start from that sucker. So, and remember that sucker was part of the roots, part of the main stem splitting off. So it's a good growth. Now I've got my potting soil here. And I like to use red Solo cups. And I push that down in there. I pre-soaked my potting mixture. This is just potting soil, guys. It's not starters soil because this is gonna have more nutrients in it. Then I'm gonna stick my finger and put it deep into that hole. I'm gonna take my little sucker that is now gonna be a new tomato plant and plant it inside my soil. And I'm just gonna pack that down so there's no air pockets. And as much as possible, I don't want any of those leaves. I think I might take this little side shoot off of here. So I just have this. Here, let me see if I can get you guys in here better. There you go. So now I just have this. I took one little piece that was coming off of here because it was too close to the soil. You never want your extra leaves or your leaves. If you have leaves too close to the bottom, pull those off your tomato plants, okay, guys? So we've put that in there. Now we're gonna start that and we're gonna put it back under our grow light. And I always start my tomato plants on heating pads because you're gonna have the most success with that. Last year, I couldn't get tomatoes to grow for nothing. This year, they're growing great. And I think that has to do with, last year I didn't have heating pads. That's the only difference. This year, I'm growing my tomatoes on heating pads and I have this under a shop light. And there's videos that you can find on YouTube about growing your tomato plants under shop lights. You want a certain, oh, I forget what that is, but you want a certain level of light to do that. You don't have to buy these expensive grow lights. I have some expensive grow lights. My shop lights work better, okay? So I want to show you guys also, this is how I grow my tomato plants. Now I start my tomato plants. This is again potting soil, and I start them, a bunch of them in one pot. After that, I'm going to separate this out. Now I plan to give some of these to friends and family because I don't need that many tomato plants. It's just me and my husband. But when I started this seed is Cherokee Purple tomato plants. When I started this seed with a different company, it was a cheaper seed, but it was Cherokee Purple. They poorly germinated on me, and I didn't get one healthy plant out of them. So it's early in the year, so I went ahead and started a bunch more because I really want that Cherokee Purple tomato plant. So as soon as these get their second true leaf, I'm going to go ahead and pot them up into their own individual pots. And then when they get about this high in their own individual pots, I want them probably a little higher than that. Then I'll go ahead and start the hardening off process. Always start hardening off process. Do not overlook that, guys. Take your time to harden off your plants outside, okay? And what you do is you just start a little bit every day. If you're in a really sunny climate, you want to put them out for an hour in the sun. You don't want to put them longer. You still might get sun scorch from them. So just kind of slowly, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you go to half a day, then you go to a whole day, and then you go overnight. And after it's done all of that, then you pot it in your garden, or you put it in your garden. Okay, so that's what we've done on that. Isn't that exciting? We got a free tomato plant out of the tomato plant we bought in the store. So if you are looking at your tomato plants in your store and you're looking to buy one, do the sucker trick. Look at that plant and say, oh, does this one have suckers on it that I can replant, that I can take off? So again, I'm going to put that video in the description below, a link to that one, or just go to my page and you'll find it there, of pruning the plants. Okay, that's all I have for you this morning. See that? The turkeys are getting nice and big. They are 7 weeks now, and 10 weeks is your turkeys. And then you want to start to go, okay, so how big do I want my turkey for my Thanksgiving or Christmas? How many people am I going to have over for Christmas or Thanksgiving? I'll probably just grow these guys out until I run out of starter food. I had a 50-pound bag, and I probably have 20 pounds left. But we'll see. We'll see. My husband doesn't want a real big turkey, but I love turkey, so. And turkey sandwiches, and and a little homemade bread is amazing. So, all right, guys, let's go take a look at all these. All right, you guys, thank you for coming along with me this afternoon. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.